Traders. Let's bring in our next guest. We have Scott Bauer. He's the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy, joining us this Monday morning to help us get this week started here on the TD Ameritrade Network. Scott, thanks for helping us with that. We had GDP to begin the week, and in many ways, I was kind of looking and hoping for some excitement in reaction to, but it doesn't look like we got much. Kind of a mixed number here. I'm noticing the indices are rolling over here a little bit, but still well off those lows from the overnight. What do you make of today's release here as we start the week off?
You know, I think that's good, Ben. I'm glad that we didn't get a huge outlier number one way or the other. I know it's a little bit weaker than expected, but, you know, so much of what we have seen over the last weeks and months in terms of economic data has been outlier numbers, meaning that, you know what, we don't really have a good handle on what's going on in the economy. I would like to see a little bit more normalcy in terms of, yeah, you know, this is what we expected. Let's go on to the next one. I think that's what the market wants, because there's a lot of confusion out there whether the last, couple months of the economic recovery is real or not.
Yeah, I like that. We don't need to have necessarily numbers that are way above or way below. Let's just get kind of back in line with expectations and where we want to see numbers. And then, Scott, in many ways, this would be in line with what we'd kind of hope to see after some of that really strong, robust housing data that we'd seen as far as some of the new home sales. I mean, these tie directly into that. I mean, these are the purchases that those new home buyers are making: the washing machines, the refrigerators, the longer lasting durable goods orders, the items that last multiple years.
No doubt about it. And you refer to those home sales, which are just off the charts. And again, that's great, right? We all love to see, these robust numbers, but is that real? So the number that you just talked about, what just came out, the durable goods, the longer lasting purchase, I think that's actually important that is right in line and we're not seeing a big diversion.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what we've seen here as far as, again, we've got durable goods orders out of the way here right now, but a big week ahead in terms of economic data. We've got the Fed, we've got GDP, a lot of focus on personal income and spending. I think it's consumer confidence or consumer sentiment I saw on the calendar as well. Actually, it is consumer confidence. That's tomorrow.
Yep.
The primary focal point is going to be the Fed. What are we going to be looking for?
I actually think for the overall economy, the primary this week is going to be on the individual Main
data
Street
points?
USA. Yeah, Main Street USA, not investor, but how are we doing? Consumer confidence, personal spending.
Okay.
How are we doing? Are we keeping up with what we've seen over the last couple months? Are people now hesitating, pulling back a little bit because we've seen some of the shutdowns? So to me, it's really key to see what the consumer is doing, and that can really kind of make or break for me the next couple weeks of economic data. Certainly we have, the big earnings this week, the big tech earnings this week. And then, I don't mean to go back to this, Ben, all the time, but next Friday, not this Friday, but
jobs
next
data.
Friday, that all-important jobs data. Yep.
Yeah. Well, weekly as well, because it's going to be a focal point with the GDP on Thursday here for us. I'm sure for you as well, Scott. Let's talk a little bit about the move in gold right now, because I do want to get into commodities a little bit with you and some of the price activity we've been seeing there. Staggering. How big of a deal is this in your corner?
Staggering is right. At this point, the direct move in gold based on what the dollar is doing is staggering. It really is. We all know that there's, this correlation typically when the dollar gets weaker, gold gets stronger. That has just been exacerbated now over the last couple weeks. And this move, not just in gold, but in silver as well, it has just heightened everyone's senses. And to me, now I think it's gotten a little too far ahead of itself.
Okay.
I really do. I saw, I believed in a lot of the tailwinds. We've talked about this. I believed that gold was going to trend and grind higher, especially moving into the third quarter and towards the election. But this, to me, has gotten out of hand and almost seems like now it's kind of the catch-up trade to people that did not get in earlier. Now it kind of scares me a little bit that we could see a nice, healthy drop one of these days here and then pick up the rally again.
Yeah, I'm getting a haircut this afternoon. I bet you my barber asked about gold. Hey, let's talk crude oil right now because it's stalled out for the most part. And a lot of people are calling for us to kind of hover around this $40 level for a while right now. What do you think?
No doubt about it. I mean, every time we start to see the engines picking up again and we start to see a rally, like you say, it hovers out again. You know, one day we see nice demand, heavy demand. The next day we see IEA builds and lots of builds. So, you know, this $40 number seems to be a magnet on both sides. It's almost like being at an expiration with what you know is pin risk, right? With a number that the options kind of tend to. So yeah, short run here, this 40 back and forth is certainly the number.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that phrase. Old school kind of trading floor idea, I guess, in some ways, pinning the price. But hey, Scott, really appreciate you joining us here. That was a great breakdown in terms of the number. Kind of limited market reaction too, but I think a lot of traders are just sitting back and watching gold right now and figuring out what all of this means. We help you, or hope you have a good day here and appreciate you helping us do just that. Scott Bauer, the CEO of Prosper Trading Academy, joining us this morning, helping us get the week started right on the Future Show. Traders, we've got